Debremo, yet free ship house, Abeka Junction, Accra. Cassia boy, the Eddie Mwakutini B, and say, Mampenny John Dramani Mahama na Jubilee House, I'm a constitutional reform committee, no, one more a day, one more report, and I do munya, you know, what the Ababetunim.
Na a year constitutional review committee, a day atuja se ebeyanka, se a Mampenny bi ebetna konyaso. Infie nine yenye no infie no mumumte ho hye yenene omo ede atoja
aban lawyer panyin echese oguso ebokọ adu omo hwehwemu no ba bi aduro bi ti se chairman ntumi fans womo ebehwe na ode ho nsem akogina mu court afei directors ahodo bi enyina aka ho na osisika ewom no 224 million pamocho 24 million Ghana cedis ena ewomu a sika womo efa akwati kwan so kwaji ye ewo Exim Bank ni nyina no wo behwe na womo abohu kwadu
sanso ena aban lawyer panyi editu dwase trema wontumi ofodri receipt bi edekwaji 4 million Ghana cedis loan eno so omo ebehwe ho asemaka
na sa forgery ya nwasem ena aban lawyer panyi kirese ora Kofi Akpalu ene nipa bi eka ho a omo nyina ye bebo omo kwadu omo akogina emra no anim
na Securities and Exchange Commission ene Bank of Ghana akabom amasamra ye kasei Virtual Asset Service Providers Act no omo ahye amano eye adwuma sese de be ya cryptocurrency hu dwadie no ebetimi abohombra
ensempi ka ho ne de brem wanwumre kase boyi emu enyumako ya da roma
ye de aseda no ekwa ma this way chocolate drink ye say de buhia ene inso share special ice mineral water and any drinks assault no best point savings and loans best assurance you tun chine need fufu need abenkwai omo ni nyumako bi nkaye ena enumere omo asoyasene ama ye den sem no eba ya ye ba kekinkan kase boyi eyeme apna ba yi nyano meni
akosia sapon ave yera ensem ni mu a Mampenny John Dramani Mahama omo ebo committee constitution review committee ana womo ehwe akenkan na hwe Ghana ye mamra no enioma bi ene sachaye bi esese ebamu anamontuo bi ewomu esese yetuo no womo ekosi ehu enkonwa abra womo de report ne ba Mampenny ejina simpie so mo bodwa kakra bi ema no kasa Mampenny John Dramani Mahama kirese ye hwe sa report womo de abanimu ebu wo ho a na esese womo wani ye den no de wonan si fom na woye se de be ya amamuo ebetumi akoyie ebu wo ho a be ye den na so eye Ghana fo ye se kabi mami nkabi ne ye enti eye den ya ye be sa ansa kiraye no ama amamuo mu ayemre na oman puntuo so etumi akoso.
Many of the recommendations you've made are quite revolutionary. Some are quite radical, but I think that it's in the interest of our democracy. Currently in our sub-region, we can see many countries backsliding with regards to their democratic and constitutional governance. And so this couldn't have come at a better time. All the Afrobarometer reports and all the other reports had shown that a lot of our citizens were beginning to lose faith in our democracy. And that is why it is important for us to let them know that democratic governance is still better than any other form of governance. You might be excited about the romanticism of military governments and all that, but in the end, it is democratic governments that unleash the creative potential of people. If you leave them free, able to express themselves and go about their businesses, it unleashes their creative potential, unlike where decisions have to be taken for everybody. So I believe that this report has come at the right time. We will implement it in a bipartisan manner. All of us would come together and implement as many of the provisions as possible. I take, for instance, the issue of the Council of State and the enormous powers the government, the president is giving to make appointments. I believe that the Council of State giving a bigger role in those appointments will create more credibility in terms of people who are appointed to those positions. Of course, the president will still sign the appointment letters, but the Council of State will go through the process of identifying the persons to be appointed. So these are all some of the teasers I was giving before, which you are now hearing. And I want to thank the committee very much on behalf of the people of Ghana. You have done a great service to our nation, and you can be proud of yourselves. We have to take a decision whether to just make that. Now that we've received it, I mean, I don't want it to be kept like a nuclear secret. We probably would have to decide on a date to publish it so that all Ghanaians know what is in the summary while we wait for the actual detailed copy.
And a Constitution Review Committee for so a name and penny Asia ye ema penny or domano. Professor Kwesi Prempe edit to just say or more edi near maybe eba betum and penny and him saying kobe penesua a bit me abua ama a kwaye kun edietia ketashe pro ye dream ne kan kaino ye bit me ashemukena amano akoye ebiem or more edi atu just say a new ku bia a ye or mine dia ne beya mayen fanye amanyosem nothing so no yen shana Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice no yen chemu mienu said the beya e bia betimi aye na dwuma yie enti ebeba beye human rights and afi anti corruption and ane krakra no so mutremu se beya nka yema kwan na se obi beye mampanyi a wanya kra de emfie num said the beya nipa no ebetimi dia toto na niema eyi.
We took to heart the recommendations that we got from many of the eminent persons that we met, including some who have occupied your seat, that the 4-year term was short. It was too short. And we also then learned that the emerging global norm was 5. And that even in the region, we in Nigeria have the lowest. I mean, 4 is pretty low. So we're proposing an extension by 1 more year. We have coupled that with certain recommendations on the area of campaigning, because the claim was that the president takes about 6 months or so to set up, and then 1 year campaigning and all of that. So we thought, okay, so if we then followed the example of other countries in Africa, including Senegal, where there is a definite campaign period before which you cannot do electioneering. You can't put posters, can't put billboards, can't do jingles, can't do rallies. So it's like the fishing season. You have to open it before you can go fish. So we are proposing a campaign season, a short one, so that government will have time to govern, and that the people we elect to do the government's business will really have time to focus on governing as opposed to doing campaigning. So for the first time, we hope, if this is accepted, that we will have a political or electoral environment where campaigns, we do not run 24-hour, 24/7, 4-year campaigns, but where there is a definite period before which parties and candidates may not do campaigning. We think that would free up time for governing. But I think some of the changes we've also made in the area of appointments, I think will also unburden the presidency and also allow the president to focus more on the real business of governing as opposed to being saddled with many appointments, some of which we believe that the president will be more than happy to give up.
Aban lawyer penyini ena said the brano womo ebo Ghana for amane ni nyina no efa said the womo hye bose amemwo no enya de ombema na kwa akiri kra bibia esibia no womo ebehwe no matwea ben Ghana for akirikire mu e de akire womo emu baako eye aban ne lawyer penyini ehwehwemu ahodo a woye e de afa enipa bi ho obi ti se chairman wuntumi sei no waye hwehwemu yenim se wo court dada ensem ni bi esan ewo ekire a wo mu guso ebo emu na no na aban lawyer penyini e kire se eyade a chairman wuntumi owo farms sa farms no ene akwankyerefo directors a wo mu da farms na no ye beba omo kwadu esan say sika bi omo gye ye so omo de ye farms no ye hunu ba bi ekosi ye bosia na wo mo kokogye ye no kamia ye say hu nsi hu ene hu nyoma nyina no enya de a efa ne kwamu no omo de gye sa sika no ena farms no so a wo mo anye enti eno so no ade a wo beba wo mo kwadu na ni nyina mu no wo mo eguso a ehwehwemu no said they were saying, we are baby drew, necessary about Ghana for a man, more motias, no moon, Ecoso.
The program was designed by Exim Bank to provide alternative sources of livelihood for the youth in areas of the country affected by the phenomenon of illegal mining or galamsey. In doing so, the Exim Bank intended that the loans under the program would go to companies committed to ensuring the realization of the objectives of the initiative, especially in relation to job creation for young persons in mining communities. In December 2017, Wontumi Farms Limited submitted its application for a loan of 18 million Ghana cedis, purportedly to cultivate maize on 100,000 acre farmland and to employ the youth on the farm. At the time that the application was submitted by Wontumi Farms Limited, together with a purported board resolution, the company was not yet registered. In other words, it was not in existence. In short, the company did not exist at the time of the loan application by its sole shareholder and director. Investigations established that Wontumi Farms Limited was incorporated on December 14th, 2017 and issued with a certificate to commence business on the same day. The principal business activities of the company, as stated in its corporate registration documents, are general farming, agribusiness, and agro-processing. The directors of the company are Bernard Enchwebusuako and Thomas Enchwebusuako, with Chairman Wontumi being the sole shareholder of the company and also listed as its company secretary. Thomas Enchwebusuako is believed to be the brother of Bernard Enchwebusuako, domiciled in the United States of America. Prior to the registration of the company, that is Wontumi Farms Limited, Chairman Wontumi wrote to Exim Bank that the board of directors of Wontumi Farms Limited had met on December 9th, 2017, and had resolved to seek a loan facility of 19 million from the bank to support its farm project at Asari Nkwanta in the Ashanti region under the Mining Alternative Livelihoods Initiative. The application letter stated, among others, that the credit facility was meant for a farming venture and that the company had secured 100,000 acres of land for that purpose. On January 16, 2018, based upon the application submitted by Chairman Wontumi, the chief promoter of Wontumi Farms, Exim Bank approved a medium-term loan facility of 18,734,260 Ghana cedis, which included a grant component of 6,768,260 Ghana cedis. This offer was accepted via a letter dated January 23, 2018, and Chairman Wontumi, acting as the Chief Executive Officer of Wontumi Farms Limited, and Thomas Enchwebusuako as Director of Wontumi Farms Limited.
Dr. Dominic Ayini signed the Twasubium say a year chairman Wontumi esanso FOJ receipt be they call Exim Bank J Besia 4 million Ghana cedis. Na Besia na wode no wuchemu a wode kwa ye a year nefu ye. Eno muchemu say asemwe no esi afi 2018 March bosu meneda na etosu dum wotwe abra wode saf receipt na wa forjere no ekodru Exim Bank a wuchemu say Kasama Enterprise Womo oni omudi nsawoso eton fidie ohode ye omafu no mo de sa receipt no e ma no na emom na enye receipt na invoice e no no dane no eye receipt a wode kwaje sa besia no.
Wontumi Farms Limited failed to provide a database of farmers of farmhands to IBAN Capital, as there were no farmers working on the land, no farmhands working on the land. According to witnesses, Chairman Wontumi, as CEO of Wontumi Farms Limited, insisted and put pressure on IBAN Capital and Exim Bank to transfer the 400,000 meant for the workers to Wontumi Farms Limited on the basis that the youth who were involved in Galamsey were not used to complex electronic payment systems and wanted to be paid in cash. In order to execute the project, Wontumi Farms Limited had submitted a pro forma invoice to Exim Bank for the purchase of farm equipment, including tractors, combine harvesters, corn seeder machines, and Wellington boots. The invoice was submitted on December 15, 2017 as part of the loan application process. Subsequently, Exim Bank demanded proof that the equipment has been purchased. On March 18, 2018, Chairman Wontumi submitted a receipt from a company known as Kasama Enterprise for the purchase of the equipment in the sum of 4 million Ghana cedis. However, and this is where it gets interesting, the equipment purchase as shown on the receipt included bulldozers and excavators. Our investigations established that Chairman Wontumi had approached Kasama Enterprise, an industrial equipment dealer, and obtained an invoice with a promise to return to purchase the said equipment. He never went back to purchase the equipment. Instead, and this is where the criminal enterprise began, he forged the invoice he obtained from Kasama Enterprise by removing the word invoice and replacing it with receipt. This forged receipt was then submitted to Exim Bank as proof that he had purchased the equipment after the disbursement of the loan facility. The owner of Kasama Enterprise confirmed to investigators of the Economic and Organized Crime Office that the only document he issued to Wontumi Farms Limited through Chairman Wontumi was a pro forma invoice and not a receipt. He stated that after he issued the invoice, he never heard from Chairman Wontumi again, despite repeated follow-up calls. The forged receipt submitted to Exim Bank suggested that Kasama Enterprise acknowledged receipt of the sum of 4 million Ghana cedis for the purchase of earth-moving machines and farming equipment. The so-called receipt had on it, and ladies and gentlemen of the press, this is what gave him away, 50 days to supply and 1 year guarantee and service.
Yada soa ejina eye aban lawyer penyin ho na wosan eche se ora Kofi Akpalu wono na woye kofa bae ema Liberal Party of Ghana LPG na wose oni enipa bi nso ewo ho a won nso ye forgere saa nkrata asem ena ode akọ cocoa board feeder roads se won be yi akwan won nso gi sika no kwam eno ano no won anyi. In the
case involving Mr. Percival Akpalu of the Liberal Party of Ghana, the Financial Intelligence Center flagged and filed a suspicious transaction report with First Bank Ghana Limited regarding transactions on an account belonging to Poma Universal Ghana Limited. That is a company owned by the said Kofi Akpalu. Following the STR, that is a suspicious transaction report by the FIC, the Economic and Organized Crime began an investigation into the matter. The investigations revealed that Poma Universal Ghana Limited, a business entity owned entirely by a lady called Ekua Poma, was the legitimate contractor that was awarded a feeder roads contract by Cocoa Board. The contract, which was valued at 29.5 million Ghana cedis, was awarded in December 2020. Although the project commenced and an initial amount was properly deposited into Poma Universal Ghana Limited, subsequent payments raised serious concerns regarding misrepresentation, forgery, and unauthorized handling of the checks. Our investigations revealed that Akpalu secretly incorporated another company, separate and distinct from Poma Universal Ghana Limited, also known as Poma Universal Ghana Limited, but deliberately added H to the POMA. So POMA is POMAA, all right, Ghana Limited, which is a company which is owned by Ekua POMA. What the company that he incorporated added H to the POMA, so it became, I don't know how to pronounce it, but the same POMA, yeah, POMA Ghana Limited, Universal Ghana Limited. But the difference was just the H at the end of POMA. And so after having done this, between December 2022 and June 2024, Akpalu collected 8 checks issued by Cocoa Board in the name of POMA Universal Ghana Limited. That is the original and authentic POMA, totaling 3.1 million. That is 3,169,432 Ghana cedis and 22 pesos, and deposited them into the account of his own company, that is also POMA Ghana Limited with an H at First Bank Ghana Limited. Again, our investigations confirmed that Ekua POMA was unaware of both the existence of the POMA Ghana Limited, that is the second company, and the diversion of the funds until Cocoa Board contacted her in June 2024 regarding outstanding balances on the contract. She subsequently discovered that Akpalu had collected and misdirected the payments without her consent. Ekua POMA also alleged that Akpalu forged her signature on the Cocoa Board contract using her former name, Mercy Owusu, to secure the agreement without her authorization.
Abusiafo ye home kase ebo no so abaye ba ye beto ansem no so. Abusiafo yesan mama kwa ba yeto akasebo no eso na samra ye kase die oman no apne so ama Virtual Assets Service Providers Act no ashase eye adwuma wei eye mra eba beboa se de be ya cryptocurrency hu dwadi a ebimode omusika ahyemo no ebetimi aboho ban na afenso money laundering hu sensem no yebetimi ede aboho ebra na eye Exchange Commission eye Securities and Exchange Commission ene Bank of Ghana eno mahwe amasa emrei abomutre mu se eba beboa yeye isan se ene wohwe cryptocurrency a Ghana for do na eno mode omusika akohyemte hu behia se yede emra beba ebetimi abo omusika no ho eban na Deputy Director General Emma Securities and Exchange Commission eye Owura Mensa Thompson wodinchemu sei eto Ghana for enim
emra ya pass your friend with the Virtual Asset Service Providers Bill na emra provided regulations for crypto. She say Ghana yeah crypto no legal. I'll be able to meet the Juma. The Parliament are passing around. Yeah, trains on one penny then sabe chassis and I chassis the year Juma. Into ye and who to any Juma DNA any operators no aiding home como said by or Ubiabe Hunu they also yeah so person would decide Juma DNA or my moha.
Influencers
influencers in the catch say so person who promote to crypto and access no mana emrano ema ho kwan ye faso into Bank of Ghana na SEC ebe authorize ebe ma license na wetimi ayese adwuma no se wan ko gen krata emfri Bank of Ghana ana SEC ho a untumi nya se adwuma no oya emrano e wo kwan a e kire se yemfa faso into ebe stre influencers no mo promote crypto assets ni sa no man nyina se omo taking note se de be ya start to see a roll out na se be obia ho enkwakire no
ene inhyiamu no Bank of Ghana ne SEC de inhyehyɛ kɔma Parliament fa virtual asset anaasɛ sɛnea ɔka edwadi a omudi wɔ internet so no sɛfa some of the instruments a omu use to say crypto asset no ɛno ho na Parliament na wɔtwetwa mu no ɛtena se edi ho enkoma ma omoso passe sa bill no this is here make us a bill no war president who or no the nsa sha na chese abayemra e wo omanyimu na nea ye ne se enimu ya no nyumaku a omudi sa crypto yi hu nyuma nyina wo Ghana ha no ebetimi aboa omano na yetimi akyerɛkyerɛ mu enusade hu pɔte a enunti ema ye samre na eniam ebehia efa omonso dwumadie ho
nti after the act no yeah directives any guidelines are simple for one person who provide cryptocurrency services in Ghana no they will go by them. In the act no one document and no wie in the act na basis ya no e kire say we Ghana ha na o person who provide cryptocurrency service dia and the also over through Bank of Ghana and access Securities and Exchange Commission now obeje license and registration. In the act no very soon be public document na no akwa act ni mu ya was schedule bi act ni mu 14 activities bi act ni mu e bia wo institution a obey regulation either say Bank of Ghana na be regulation and say Securities and Exchange Commission and e be into ko 14 activities ni ma de o pesa wo ye no service o pesa provide wa Ghana ha no no akwa sa service no say license na obeje and say registration na obeya is clearly indicated there no akwa why ho na obeko Bank of Ghana and say obeko Securities and Exchange Commission.
Afi yenko asante mantemare hosem bi esi na sare hosem yi e kire se enipa mako nsia akwada afi no anya bosume miensa e ka ho a wo mo ahye dwerebe e wo efie bim e wo atwemanwa biaja South Mensin ni mu asante mantembe bi e frɛ ho Abuakwa menhia
ra be 6:30 eno mudum light no nti omudum light no omansa ye nyina tete abonten te bo be ye 8 ne ekowura dem ya da ho no ma ne hu so maso nti 30 minutes echi ena me fie wura baba ko tiatia mu se fia ha ahyi obi ansole ena ye nyina ye dimlika ena ye piepie ye we bi sister Vida wen we bi se Emilia wen ti afa ye hwehwe na afa ye hu sister ya ena waka baabi one ne nuamo ene ne mba me fra ne be 5 times na che se phone no nko ti kwansin ye fra fire service for na fire service for ye den o mobile nto on bedum gya no echi a o mokọ ekire na ye hu nse ni pensia o ma ye nyame dia
me be so me fridge ti me read them within 5 minutes and I'm say obi born nsem efie hafo we mu wan hi mu sorry o ho na sorry na ye nim say akonfo na aba hase nti ehwere na ye baaye ni pia bonse na ehun se eja ato sister bi eho no ma ehyi na ye nyina call baby nti ye baaye no na eja ne enye eja keto a ehyi nti sister na eto ho ne de na ye nim se bia e ba sa no watinya ye de epie nti ye nyina ya no bo aye na ye bisa ye hu no ne ehun se oni ho ni nuane ne ma ni nyina so bi anye de eni ho no na ya maame ba ko e try say o frɛ no cause me mitimi yi me phone nti no try say o frɛ no frɛ na switch off sa boys be e baaye any fire service for e baaye no omo call ho no mu say yes sister me pa 6 omo nyina
Nse enra baya homachi na efira ama masote abra mi bidura no se asem sei na si na odawa na ote se wisi to osore tiaten ama asabi obi a oyare da okra no yetimu ma no so ede ni pie ntini ofisi obi a pie afri fi ho na abra fire service bidura mo sha ase a omudundum gya no ekodo no mu se nipa bi abodom pemo no ma nyankopon atonsa ebi sa fiura na nchirimo ode ma me yese nipa nsia ana saadan bia ba kunu ma nyame tonsa from sisi ai afi na maba bedura nhihye bebre ne wono na sanse assembly ni abadwoku nti no afi na me no mo kotena ase na ya hwe nhihye ya ye beye ede afa asema asi no na ya sen ahwe ono mote aseso nhihye ya ye beye de afa ono
Yeguswa wo asante mantemu na ye komenhia hemfie eye akweside a etwato kra afi no eye otumfo se tutu a wotosumi no asante hene wahye amomo edi egu akwemu kama
akwaside eye edasronko a woba santimantemu ane akan mpotemu no a yentoto na sekra na afi 2025 akwaside a etwato akoso ewo menhia ahemfie na krobia sante kotoko hene otumfo se etu abebio etena adwam edi nananom anim ya mamre ne amane a wode gunsa ede esre nananom se womwa na afi enkwa awie yepa na yenwura afifoforo no emu na empanimfo eba ye empanimfo akukudam na Ghana mampanin His Excellency Ora John Dramani Mahama eka ho ebi ya santimantemu swafo Honorable Frank Abuakwa jomtreni a oda NDC amanyuko no ano Ora Johnson esiedu nketia ene etitiru bebre ene badwumede yase asantimantemu swafo Dr. Frank Abuakwa ya wodi empanimfo anim no ebo wohene abaso ni nyansa ne mua ene ntetia wode ebo Ghana afa ne ntoma pa efra
Works and Housing Minister, Honorable Interior Minister, Honorable Deputy Defense Minister, MMDC, Mayor, any Abamu Penifua who do Nakoye, Afishia Dano Yina Yaba, your tired President, the Chief, Mayor Banyabama at the Tochi. And you two for a chairman, the best then out to 2 for say, the Nana no me buyer, the Grand Sam Schnapp, Adaka, Whiskey, Adaka. Brandy adaka bako, champagne adaka bako, wine adaka bako. Ye ba yesu so aye se kra otumfo bu amu ade. Achiame bu amu ade. Akrachefo bu amu ade. Omo eyimfo ni photographers, omo bu amu ade. Otumfo videographers bu amu ade. Stewards bu amu ade. Otumfo kwadonfo bu amu ade. ana otumfo chiyefo boamu ade any dampa otuadua the otumfo chairman say uhu say igna president anamu a na ye ba si e be ma otumfo ade tochi
empanimfo a na ewodwumede yase bi ene youtv inceptrofo ekasai
adisiade a ye hu nei enye foforo eyade a vitete na omaya abedru samre so hwe dom e wa ha empanimfo a wa ha a wo mu betia otumfo a omampani a ohwe oman nyina Ghana eye yewura John Dramani Mahama wa ha na eye se wa wodi wani be ehwenye se ye be ka kire wo se yanti abakosamase yanti ye culture ase a ne ayira yeduru domu a ye be yira ye ntumi nka ye ho asem ntimi kanfuma obi a se mumye hwe se nti aye saade na ehon faso na yempe
the last consider a chatwo at the touchy winning last one na we Asante Amamre afibia no he oye winning the chatwo cry for the year 2025 tiefe kokwase no go the city a bo the city we nyina kire Asante Amamre ene yamane na se Ghana fo nyina esua ka obia be hu be ofiri ene enwa se oye
Asante my culture no centuries and a century no ya DP mu amana we krabawe we are foreign observers omaba am witnessing this project na it means say Asante my nyame ahira
osofo a wono ene hwe yen sase na obade nneoma a wode adom yen wode ato blue water guards eye wonu ayama omontete ese wo meboa se de be ya galamse kon no ye betumi ahwe na ya so ano eno no osofo e ka kire wo mo se ntete ya ye de ama wo no ye hwe ni mu se wo mo beye wo mo edi kan a wo mo bedi entokwa no anim wo mo ko ba bia ye nsuwa ededa na wo kwa akobọ ban a so mo ko no mu no bibia nya wo mo nese so wo mo bebo amane ana se wo mo di kan etu ho sa ansa na de di akiri no aba to wo mo nhwe na wo mo nya wo madwuma yi.
I commend His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana and the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources for their foresight and determination in establishing this team in making sure that we serve Mother Ghana and for that matter protect our natural resources. So see yourself today as disciplined patriots for a national assignment. Conduct yourselves with integrity, professionalism, and respect for the rule of law. Your actions will be watched not only by the citizens, but by the generation unborn who will benefit from your sacrifice. The government has also demonstrated its commitment to fairness and opportunity by the provision made through the cooperative mining scheme, so that anyone who wishes to work in partnership with government in the area of mining will have the right partnership to work legally within our laws so far as mining is concerned. We established what we call the Blue Water Guard Initiative to turn our waters blue. And so far, we have trained roughly 1,700 blue water guards across almost 7 regions. We started off with Western North, Savannah, and today I'm proud that we have Asante, Central, Eastern region, and some pockets of water in Upper West. We are on a course to make sure that, as we describe them, the vanguards of our water bodies, who in the spirit of the young pioneer have been called to do something bigger than yourselves. We selected you from the communities, in these riverine communities, and we are sending you back as vanguards, as intelligent officers, as champions, educators of your community. And your message to your friends is that we put our life down to make our waters blue for the next generation.
The passing out of the 3rd batch of the Blue Water Guards. This marks a remarkable achievement in your journey to safeguard Ghana's marine resources and contribute to the nation's development. As we honor these dedicated individuals, We recognize their commitment to the protecting of our water bodies and ensuring sustainable exploitation of our mineral resources. Your training has equipped you with the skills and knowledge to combat illegal mining and promote responsible mining practices. The Minerals Commission, as a regulator in the mining sector, will do everything within the law to ensure sustainable environment. We are committed to providing regulatory support, technical guidance, and oversight to ensure the Blue Water Gas Program succeeds.
Abusiafo yese homeso ni aje abofo nkrato etosuminu abasisia. Abusuafo ye Simon Makwa babiem ye toa ensem no eso. Ye nyina yenim se bronya ne de nyame adom ye remu anesa na wo mo ye costo etonton enam a ehye freezem e de atodwa se bronya yi die omu hunu so se ye ba be di bronya de wo se nkasa mrei enkrofo aba be tototo mo fish ne mo chicken ne sausage ne ade nanso omu hunu hwe kra enam so amadwadifo ni bi ene UTV kase e kasa ase.
Bronya ne de ye di mum but can she had ye hunu so the compared to last year na market na nema board so na market na ye but as see o matete nema so mumu no ade to ni hokora nti ye hwe say bia from a year to next week ye hwe say had ye na be hunu so oh omo import ye mfa wa ha say ye said omo krade banasa no ana ye fa no ana ye fa na ne board ba say no matete so kakran so still entire
jo market ni dey market ni entire maye na nyama ni dey atete so na dey turn na eni ho emboa yen last year ni dey yes this year dey kura ye father nyama ni gu yen tohwe nti yesremo
so far dey enye ni nyina mom na o ma atete so ba ebi wo ho ma atete so ebi won so a price na cost low market na shut down koyesa but we are expecting say week ni mo na ye be di Christmas nti ye go so hwe yeah, pipe on is a bekoyi. And I'm no particular in the Nina ye cra. A bew or honoma, yen cry, and only sausage I can see, and that's kebab sausage. No more, any 1 or 2 gizzards, but they are canning in air frozen, imported.
Side what can I share a little bit down, I should say, but I don't think it's probably because of the price or the quality. I think it's just maybe economic factors. Probably being like Sikano per se. Because I keep saying that even if Nimpanodi Bawantidi, Neska Nini Kotokuma on to Minto. So I think it's one big factor that like maybe job creation and then like other factors should be into consideration. But say sales are very down. But I don't also think that it's because of the pricing or but yateso in your manner yateso.
Oh, in your manner dear yateso but markets and na enshed and ye to say na ATA first. On and off. It's me ba debi wo no mo okay ba debi wo no mo so de da bida.
Ye free ho na ye ne wo mo to emo a ye yen a wo mo nwu ye koto ani abekum wo mo so ye ne omo edi enkomo ebisa wo mo no mo kire se an se wo hwe ebo no a eso atia ba fom pa na so so nkrofo bebisa bo no wo mo nto ebo no wo fom so ye nto ade e no bibisa se na nipa bebrebe na wo mo nam kurum bebiri no e de ba ade pa na mo ye nti ye ne omo kasa mo so echechensem mo
business na yakoyie ma ye kakra that because ba na pono ya start ya to mo kakra but ane by this time na price no so about down yantimen tom to say last year no he say last year 3,000 there no about you get 2,800 4,000 there you get 3,800 and this year the price no above from kura but anopa ya start ya to more kakra but market na yan start here but ya kakra na to
for now the market is dull small but it will come. It has gone down. Yeah, it has gone down. Like this, like this one, 3,500. 3,500. And goat, you can get goat. This big goat, you get it 3,000, 1,500, 1,000, 2,000, 1,500. The minimum price, 1,000 to 1,300 going. You can get it. The maximum is 2,500, 3,000 going to 400, 4,000.
It's not booming all right, but it's moving. But we pray that as it's getting closer, maybe up to the D they will sell by His grace. Right now there is up. Right now it's up. The prices are up. But we don't know if the animals come plenty here, then it's likely to come down. But right now there's up. The cost of bringing them from where we buy them is high. At first it was like 70 cedis, but now 90 cedis. There are no cars. There are no cars that will bring them. The trucks are not there. So they will have to increase the prices for them to bring them.
No ma, I am bashroom mum. The market nini honte. The market ne back a cry, a be a bit matter to say the horse wenu. Owo fom mom. Ni bono fom. Christmas price no. Na first time no krampona ndrisa. Ya fa market no mbom anye show sa. Anye show ya nto ade bi ti se bia Christmas.
So o man start here ba ya to so. First na agoko ya 1312. Sisi ya de ba 1 million. Ba o man buy.
Yeah, it buy small. The Christmas no card. Like you good for the last year 4 years now. You go good. Now the brown one they sell 100. The white one, the small one, that will be 70. The bigger one be 200.
Krata every a year na Cortes Control Commission aba amebi aba beto yapno so de omo kanyina ene se samri ya yehwe nim se yebedi bronyin omo no so eba bebo adwuma pa anante monten so ahwese eba no enubone enomo a adehye emfa enye de omo pe se bia se de emra no esitie wo ton enubone wo numbie anampo wudi hudwa wo kwan bone so no ni nyina no etia Ghana emra enti wo kira samre ya yehwe anim se yedi bronyin events bebre na ebekoso ene yokọ night clubs ahodo ase events ahodo ase autum se nipa bebre na bebo chenku ewo ho enti ehu behia se omonso so ebe nante echinchin omo ne bambo nyuma yefo be kan bom na omo ahwe se adehye edi emra so se enubone no mu de yenso so anase hu dwadie no yenso so ewo ye memu nto mo so mo be sere se edru ho no mo a wo mo a night clubs ahodo ye omo dia anase wo mo hodi events ahodo no eya omo hye no mo makwan no mo so entimi enye omo adwuma na enya dia ebi a adwuma no mo ye san hwehwemu no omo ba be ye obi abasa na so mo ba be ye obi ayakayaka de bi omo ebefa emra kwan so pepepe e de aye omo adwuma nti no se ye chill na wo fom nko ade a ene na emra no ene obedi pepepe ni nyina no ye kwan a ompese omobo adehye ne mabunu nyina ho ban efri enubone nom ene hu sunsanso bone a ede breye no eso na PNCO Francis Poku Amua one ye acting director public affairs and international relations ena nensa ehye krate ase
ye kwa gbogbloshi akwa kohwe adwadifo no awo ho no na ebi echese se uba agbogbloshi ho no a ebi chese enobaye anase nioma omoton wo ho ne bi wo ho ayatete so ebi so se ebo ne da so gina ba bi egina ntine nkrofo mba emeto won omoton emu a enye Ghana mo na wodi free ba bi anamo no ne na aba won omoton toast won omoton siomunam ene enioma hodo no obia wo de wo ka ebi se bo no aba fom esoso nkrofo meto ene bi so se bo no da so gina ba bi egina enu ntine nkrofo emeto
Ghana for no Ghana rice no mo pe no crepa de uhwia ke topa na price na nansen we na ba low na we na ko high nti na ye nto ko mo to Ghana rice me ye to wa hapa me o mo fa kro ekoton me de ye facton nti ye to me ka cha Ghana for say Ghana rice no ahodin wum nti mo hwe price no na o mo nto sene tie bia no ye Christmas ye o mo to Ghana rice ne mai.
Oh, yati ebiso ye increase in maybe a 5 cities bina ededa so. Ye wo lele 5 na ye 680 but sisi ya pashani sisi ya 650. Ye okay 75 na ye 410 but sisi ya 390. Na ye wo Dubai 200 1 kilo but sisi ya 205 cities. Inti ebinu small bina ede atutu so na ebinu so ate so pashani. Oil the sisi ya no increase kakra because about 490 but sisi ya sanko 25 liters. But sisi ya sanko nini sisi ya wo 515. Me catch you bia say Christmas mo nyame adom ya tete emu bebre so nti obi an bedija na mfandi ni Christmas no
ya to ne ma no so ne ma no ne boye den ye hu so aha de nya e tonto si de ka se hu so ayeboa ye nto hwe manye Ntosi nso ne boy. Ntosi ne boy no nso kosoro. Crate no anope buy 25, 22, 23. Ya ton ani. Esi adaka no nso. Ya nti say you chobos no. Ya twa adaka no tia. Ya aboabo afon de ni okamafo.
Esi ade enu asemi ko akoto ade mi ti se obi mu ka se ade ji se wo na wo pese wo ye fiche se ya titi nneoma so entare nyina already made you kita 50 Ghana 70 Ghana ni nyina onyo bi to bro nya ide obi a to bibia na che se bibia ye fine bibia akoso nice
ye sha afia sa ba pim sesi ane de edwa no koye ma ye kra onkoye first I ban etume bagua ya de we tenten ba kwa enda ansa ade chipe na asa na kọ sese etume bagua m ha ebe na wotwe miensa bosom ba ko ne number ko nensa ya omo to man ni bi man omo to nam ya omo bra nam fuom na omo to man ni bi man amman so yetumi di bronya
o Christmas dey edwane ye fine omo to ade but anya show nti pese edom no mo ba market no mo to ye nam na man
edwa dey ko fine Christmas we bibia akoso wie pa krofo to ade to cost pop omo you nam so na pese omo wi sort man say 1 kilo 35 cedi na first na 40 cedi say na ntwina ma ponchi so wo nu ye be di bronya na 80s na mo na dey about 35 cedi na before na 40 cedi se say na won say pese obi antimi to na mo ni bi no onko di bronya
abna wo ko odwom no ya tete ne oma so
oh nema de ya tete so on said they all can enam ni say no aba from intos so say intos aba ne bo so aba from nema ne de
ba omo si kakra so say na omo wo krom no omo ye de
asama na me e dey no mo ko ye wo krom for traffic e be but work still na traffic wom obi anso ani chenkran akra akwa akoto bi
Abusiafo ha say na ye de kase bono esi mekai wo se Pepsodent si twitwosi wo se na wontwi no ehia anopa ne anwumre Pepsodent na wohia me pa cha ya ahodo miensa ye wo bidie de no na ye cha ko no e na ye wo de ye de enubuna ne hahama ye herbs no afi ye wo triple action ani nyina no wo store na wo wa fichire ho no na supermarket na ben wo no wo kwa obenya Pepsodent atonkwala de enso e wo ho ya no ato bi de amankwala no na omo de atwi wo mo si.
And you may Clothing Palace and now share atade Clothing Palace wa Accra Central. It's Brunya instead na ye kwa Accra koto ade anu akọ Clothing Palace. Wone lava for dine di enhwe ni mo abronsan no fro wa wonsa beka ne maniema e manta de papa fie handbags ni na woton bi e ma hu bibia mesrew aya na wo so akwakoye shopping e wo ho number no e 0271998313 0271998313 and she salombo miti e de ma me ono so weja woni West Small ni di enhwe ni mo mesrew kwa she be sure kama wa ho fe no so e be danso number ni 0558611842 0558611842 ya ye be so mo ye me abena be yi nyama mene
akosi asapo ya mama mo ni hwa ade hye